Hello, my name's Mike M0MSN, and I think I've just discovered a little hidden gem. Welcome to my channel. Thanks very much for watching. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a DMR radio that's been out now for more than 5 years. It seems to have gone a little bit under the radar. I'm not sure why, but this is the Retevis Ailunce, I think that's probably the way to say it, HD1 DMR radio. And believe you me, it's fantastic. Really, really good. Anyway, let's take a closer look. Yeah. So a couple of months ago, maybe even longer, Retevis sent me out a couple of RA 685 radios to test and to play with and to do a review on. And I was actually quite impressed with them. I mean, the build quality was good. And the radio itself was quite a clean transmitter and worked incredibly well. And for the money, which I believe is around the £40 mark, this is a real good, capable handheld transceiver for 2 and 70 centimeters. Anyway, about a week, 2 weeks or so ago, I reached out to Retevis and asked them if they did any DMR radios, because having actually owned the Ailunce, I asked Retevis if they had anything similar, or if they were actually playing with DMR, and the response was yes. We've been, doing a DMR radio handheld for quite a while, and I asked if they would send me one, and they did. So for pure clarity and transparency, or whatever you want to call it, this radio was sent to me by Retevis for review. I am not going to go down the route of showing you an unboxing and what comes with the radio. There's loads and loads of videos out on YouTube that shows the bits and pieces that come with this radio. Suffice it to say, it comes with all the bits you'd expect, and it works pretty much straight out of the box. I think it's a really nice radio. Anyway, on first view, what a chunky, well-specced, well-proportioned and weighty radio this is. It is, am I going to have some? No, right. It is a IP66 rated radio, I believe. Again, I would need to get the documentation out to be sure of that, but I think it is. It's certainly watertight, down to about a meter for about half an hour. Again, I'm not going to test it. I'm not interested in that too much. I don't think I'm ever going to use it personally, in the middle of a stream. All I care about is that if I take this on a mountainside or out walking or wherever, is it going to be waterproof enough for me to use in the rain? And for sure it will be. There's not an issue with that at all. Right, just a quick one. The size of the battery. It's a 7.4 volt battery, and it's a 3,200 milliamp hour battery. So that's nice. That's chunky. That will last a couple of days of listening, and I would suggest a good day of transmitting. I don't know for sure, but I reckon that's what it would do. And certainly, as far as I'm concerned, it's been faultless over the last week that I've been using it. They've taken a different approach on the way that the radio is programmed from the likes of Ailunce and the commercially available DMR radios. This is almost like a one-line programming system, in the same way that you would program an ordinary analog 70 centimeter 2 meter radio. You can program this in exactly the same way to get the 70 centimeter and 2 meter radio stations or repeaters or channels, and you kind of do that with the DMR side of things, but add the talk group that you want to listen to or talk to, or the individual in the contacts, and the color code, and the time slot. I mean, it's 3 additional bits of information, and you program the radio channels in that respect. But the simplicity of programming this radio, I didn't even read the instructions. I literally programmed it on the radio first, and then I loaded the software onto my computer, and I programmed the rest of them using the software, which, by the way, is 100 times easier than doing it through the radio. But you're capable of doing it on both. Okay, I'm waffling on a little bit. What about the radio itself? Is it any good? Yeah, it's a cracking piece of kit. Audio clarity is good. I'll show you that in a moment. The decode and reproduction of the DMR signals. I think this is possibly the very first radio that I have used where the people that I'm listening to, the stations that are being broadcasted through DMR, don't actually sound like Daleks. It's quite a natural reproduction of sound. I'm really impressed with this radio. It's a hidden gem. There's no two ways about it. Anyway, so let's do some tests, show the output, and then obviously you guys can make your own minds up.
Yes, okay, let's test it then. On high power, on 433500, we have 7.3 watts. On medium power, we have 3 watts, or near enough. And on low power, 1 watt. Okay, let's take it down to 145, 2 watts or thereabouts, and on high power, 7 watts or thereabouts. Okay, for some unknown reason, I'm having a little bit of difficulty with the focusing on this tiny SA, but okay. So the very bottom frequency is 142, and the very, very top frequency, that's the right hand side, is 500. I don't know if we can see that or not. It should do. If I just balance it down a bit, we should see it on the bottom of the screen there. Okay, so we've got the Ailunce HD1 connected, and you can see the background noises bouncing around. So I'm just going to transmit on what frequency am I going to transmit on? So on 145 dead. I'm going to transmit. This is going into a dummy load, so it's not going to go out to the world. So just bear with me. And as you can see, 145 right on the left hand side. Really clean signal. And I can't actually spot any fundamental, so I can't spot any of the harmonics at all. So that's pretty good. Okay, let's reset. So pretty much the same setup here for the 70 centimeter band. I'm just going to put our start frequency in, which is 434000. Again, in going into a dummy load via the cabling, and we'll see what this one is like for any. And there's our fundamental, and again, the suppression is brilliant. There's no harmonics.
This is Mike 0, Mike, Sierra November, testing the audio quality from the Retevis Ailunce HD1. This is Mike 0, Mike, Sierra November, testing 1, 2, 3. This is Mike 0, Mike, Sierra November, testing audio quality. Mike 0, Mike, Sierra November, we're testing the reception audio quality on the Ailunce. That's not right, is it? On the Retevis Ailunce HD1.
Tango 3 Oscar India Hotel. Operator Victor Uniform 3 India Tango India. This is Kilo Charlie 1 Kilo Alpha Echo. Congratulations on 30 years. Very nice. I actually logged in your special call sign into my QRZ. I'm talking to you on an Anytone 878 going through an open spot 3. Your signal is 5959. 30 India Hotel. Do you copy Kilo Charlie 1 Kilo Alpha Echo for that last transmission?
By the way, and we're running much the same as me. I've got a little postal hotspot upstairs. I gave up making one, just like you, and just bought a cheap one off of eBay, and it's served me well for the last couple of years, to be really honest. I've got a Retevis. I'm not sure, you say Ailunce, whether that a Retevis are partner. I'm not even sure whether I'm pronouncing that right, whether Retevis are actually part of Ailunce, because I get emails from Ailunce about Retevis products. I've got an RT3S, which serves me very well. A bit like Volvos used to be, solid as a rock and everything else. Back to you, Arthur G6 NRK. This is M7JXW. John here in the UK, near Cambridge.
Okay. Yeah, fine, John. I think they're all part of the same group. And, well, I don't know how you say it. I've heard that many different pronunciations, call it Ailunce, and all the rest of it, so I wouldn't know what the proper pronunciation of it was, but it's near enough anyway. Anyway, but yeah, fine. Okay, Cambridge. So I spent most of my time doing my apprenticeship down in Bury St Edmunds. I was there quite a few years and finished up in the West Suffolk Hospital. Lost my appendix down there, so Bury St Edmunds have got my appendix somewhere, and that was the last time I ever went. So, anyway, why are you doing your wallpapering, or are you just keeping out the way, or is the better off pushing? Back to you, John. M7KXW T6NRK.
G6NRK, M7JXW. No, she's weekly trip to bingo.
Give a shout out and say hello from the beautiful state of Utah, and boy, you're coming in loud and clear to us out here. The location is Layton, Utah, 20 miles north of Salt Lake City, and my name is Tom, Tango Oscar Mike. Go ahead.
Hi, Tom. Name here is Mike India Kilo Echo. Sorry, I can't come back with your call sign. The sun is now shining on my screen, and I can't make out what the call sign is. And my brain is